Time now to move on to Shri Dakshinamurti Stotram. We are on Shlok number 2, and let me chant it first. Bijasyantarivankuro jagadidam pranganirvikalpam punaha maya kalpita desha kala kalana Vaichitrya chitri kritam Maya viva vrijambayatyapi mahayogivaya svechaya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. I bow down to the one in whom this universe was present in unmanifest form prior to its projection, just like a tree in a seed, and by whose magic this was manifested in various forms by his own will, similar to that of a yogi. To that Shri Dakshinamurti, who is embodied in the auspicious Guru, I bow down. So last Thursday, we did the first shloka. And in that shlok, Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya compared this illusory world to two things. One, a reflection of a city in a mirror. And two, compared it to a dream. And he chose these two comparisons because they are both illusory, just like this entire universe is also illusory. Now, in this second shloka, Bhagwan reminds us once again of the three functions of Ishwar. What are they? Creation, maintenance, and destruction. Destruction, or you can say transformation. So, within each living being lies the potential of creation, right? So I have got this apple here, all right? Now, in this apple, there is a potential of creation. If I eat this apple, the outside will all be destroyed, it will be finished, it will be over, but what will remain are the seeds of this apple. And I'll show you the seeds also because it's important to, and I hope I can show them to you. So within these seeds lies the potential of another apple tree. And this potential, while it is in the seed, it's unmanifest. It's an unmanifest potential. Now I'm going to try to show it to you in more detail. I have just cut one apple, and within this apple, there is a seed. And as you can see, there is already a sprout coming out of that seed. And that is the potential. That is a potential tree. In such a small little seed, there is the potential of an immense, huge, one more manifested apple tree. So when this seed will be sown and the right circumstances will happen, sun, rain, whatever, then the seed will once again transform. There's a word punaha. Punaha means once again, it will transform into a tree. Why once again? Because this little seed was first a tree. Now it's become a seed. And then once again, it will become a tree. And that is how this entire universe functions. Seed to tree, to seed to tree. Similarly, now let's come to this shloka. In this first shloka, what does Bhagwan say? Bijasyantari vankuro jagadidam pranganirvikalpam punaha. This universe, Jagadidam, this universe, this Jagat, was present in an unmanifest form in a seed prior to its projection, means prior to it becoming manifest, just like a tree is unmanifest in a seed and then it gets projected out into its manifest form as a tree. Now, how does this seed become a tree again? And how does this apply to our universe and to all living beings in this universe? So when this apple is eaten, it won't exist anymore as an apple, right? It will be eaten, it will be over. But its seeds will still exist, right? Similarly, at the time of pralay, when the entire universe goes into dormant state, all living beings will be destroyed or in dormant state. Poetically, the Shastras say, Prakriti or nature gathers all the seeds of all living beings and keeps them secure in a dormant form until it is ready to become manifest again. And while it keeps it secure in its dormant form, all its potential remains intact. And when it is time for recreating this universe, this potential projects itself forth and becomes manifest as the universe. And that is what we call Srishti, creation of the universe. And this creation of the universe, this entire creation, Bhagwan has compared it to the sprouting of this little seed, because this we can see, this we can understand, this we know, this is proof. Now, how will we ever see the universe getting, processed, projected? So always Vedanta gives an example by which we can try at least to understand how this entire universe came into being. So in this first line, Bhagwan Shankaracharya is bowing down to whom? To the one in whom this entire universe remains present in its dormant, unmanifest form. Meaning, he is bowing down to Shri Dakshinamurti in the form of Ishwar's creative energy. That's the first line. Ishwar's creative energy, and that is manifest in Shri Dakshinamurti, to whom he is bowing down. So what is this creative energy? How does this creative energy work? And what is this creative energy? That Bhagwan gives in the second line. Maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitra chitri kritam. He says, Maya kalpita, the power of Maya, the creative power of Ishwar, which is called Maya, creates this entire illusion of place and time, desh and kal, creates this entire universe, and in it, Maya creates something called place or space and creates the illusion of time, which is not there in the truth. In the truth, in the real reality of Brahma, there is no space, there is no time. But in this illusory universe, Maya creates Desh and Kal. And in this universe of Desh and Kal, the creative energy of Maya, of Ishwar called Maya, projects the entire world out of itself, just like, sometimes you go to these magic shows and the magician does something like this, and out of nothing, or what seems to be thin air, it just conjures up some object and we are all surprised. So like the magician just suddenly creates out of nowhere a rabbit or a hat or a stick or a wand, in the same way, the creative energy of Ishwar called Maya out of its own self, creates this entire illusion of universe, which is made up of time and space. And this energy of Maya is very difficult to understand because we don't have that bandwidth in our intellect. We don't have the capacity to understand it. And in this world, it fills it with creatures, living beings, objects of various colors, shapes, sizes, varieties, Vaichitra, Chitra, all kinds of Vichitra, strange, different, varied, Chitra, images, forms. And how does that happen? What made Maya create all this? It says, with one sankalp of Ishwar. Ishwar makes one sankalp. What is that sankalp? Let one become many. That's it. One sankalp Shakti was there, and Ishwar had that sankalp. Let one become many, and out of itself, it created this entire universe with the help of the creative energy called Maya. How? Ishwar simply expands himself into the entire universe. Just expands himself. And those of us who recently saw the Mahabharata episode of Vishwaroop Darshan, you saw how Bhagwan simply expanded and showed his Vishwaroop Darshan. What is the meaning of Vishwaroop Darshan? That means Bhagwan is in the roop of Vishwa, the entire Vishwa, the entire world is just another form of Ishwar, a manifested form of Ishwar. Otherwise, it is unmanifest. You and I cannot see it. So, how does this happen? How does Ishwar expand into this entire universe? Beyond ourselves to understand, beyond our intellect to understand. And that is why it is called Maya. Mayavi. See, the third line has got Mayavi. Just like we don't know how the magician creates objects out of thin air, similarly, we cannot understand how Ishwar can expand himself. It is impossible for us to understand. We have to simply experience that, and that experience we call aparoksh anubhuti. So, but still there is a question in our mind, how does it happen? So in that third line, Bhagwan tries to explain it that by saying that it is the work of a Mahayogi. What is a Mahayogi? A Mahayogi is one who is fully pure sattvic energy, who's filled with pure sattvic energy. And the one who is pure sattva, out of his own free will, that Mahayogi can create anything. And that is what we are trying to work towards, making ourselves fully sattvic. So this Mahayogi, this Ishwar, this Maya, this creative energy of Ishwar unrolls, projects, lays out like a carpet, recreates this illusory world of Desh and Kal, space and time. And often we have talked about how the spider, the spider weaves his web. From where? From where does he get the substance to make the web? It is from his own self. He creates the filaments, come out from his own self, and he creates this entire web. Similarly, this entire universe is created out of Ishwar itself. So, in the last line, Bhagwan says, Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. I'm bowing down to that Shri Dakshinamurti, who is embodied in the auspicious Guru, and I bow down to that. Now, two things I noticed here. In the first line, Bhagwan is bowing down to Ishwar. in whom this entire universe remains in an unmanifested form, and who is like a magician, who is a creator, a conjurer. And from this Ishwar, this unmanifested universe is awakened and brought into manifest form. That is the first line. And in the last line that I just read, Bhagwan is bowing down to the Guru. So Bhagwan is bowing down to the Guru Tattva, which is the essence of the Guru, which is in the form of Shri Dakshinamurti and also in the form of his own Guru, who is awakening this supreme knowledge in the Shishya. And therefore, he's emphasizing once again, as we saw in the Dhyan Shlokas, Guru, Atma, Bhagwan, all are one and the same. When you bow down to that Guru Tattva, you are bowing down to divinity itself. Now, what can we take home from all these four beautiful lines in the second shloka? So beautiful to understand that the potential of divinity lies in an unmanifest form within each of us, right? Just like in that seed, within us also, there is a potential of creating divinity within ourselves. It is there, the potential is there. It's just that we need to remove the things that are coming in the way. You know, see now, if you see this little seed, I don't know if you can actually see it, but the outer coating has dropped. And what is left is the inner germ of the seed. Just like that, we have to remove the outer coating of body, mind, and intellect. And that divinity which is there inside us, that potential is there. We simply have to allow it to manifest itself. Therefore, what we are living in this life, we have only created earlier, because creation is in our own hands. And if we have created this particular lifetime which we are living, we have created it earlier, we have manifested it now, how we live this life will create our next life. The potential of our next life lies dormant within us. Are we using that potential? How are we using that potential is what we need to understand and manifest the life that we want to get in our next life. And if we don't want a next life, that potential is also within us. Manifest it, your own divinity, merge with that divinity. The one who knows Brahma becomes Brahma. So that is who you are. And that's the magician who you are. We are all magicians. And our future lies entirely within us in an unmanifested form. It is in our hands only. So use this beautiful 4 lines to manifest your future. Okay? Third shloka next Thursday. Oh. 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 Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Siddharpana, Jai Gurudev. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you Bhavna for chanting. Thank you Zoom team. God bless you all. See you tomorrow for Bhakti. God bless.